What's going on, guys? Big freaking Neil here, and we are back with another back workout. The last workout you guys saw was the back thickness with Jarrell. Today we're focusing on width, so it's a lat focused back day, and we're starting with triceps. That's always fun. The majority of my workouts right now for upper body start with either biceps or triceps. That's sort of how I'm prioritizing my arm training right now, and keeping frequency high, since it is a weaker muscle group for me generally. So we'll start with 3 moves for triceps, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty and finish off with some lat movements, probably 4 or 5, we'll see. In the meantime, I'm putting together my intra workout. Already threw some glutamine in there. A little tidbit for you guys, one thing that I like to do with Bloodshot, which is the stem-free pump-based pre-workout. I like to throw in a half a serving, which is actually a full scoop, because a full serving is 2 scoops. I like to throw in a half a serving with my intra, just to keep that pump going. And it works great. The strawberry kiwi flavor of Bloodshot mixes phenomenally with the orange flavor of the intra R3. It tastes freaking delicious. Like one of those crazy sugary fruit juice combos that you used to get as a little kid. That's what it tastes like. And we're gonna add a little bit of water to this. So for tries, we're gonna start with cable cross push down on the prime cables. Then we'll move into a cable overhead extension, or as I call it, a French press, also on the cables. And then I'm thinking some old school easy bar skull crushers to finish them off. So we got our intra. Pre is already in our veins at this point. Let's go time. My triceps are pregnant. So we did high rep warm-up set, 2 straight heavy working sets, moderate working sets, and then a drop set starting from a really heavy weight, which was honestly a bit much, but we did a pretty sizable drop and then cranked out a few more reps. So good place to start. I love doing all tricep exercises with these ankle cuffs. I don't know why. It feels really good to me. I feel like I can get a really good contraction on my triceps when I use these as handles. So whether it's push downs, overhead extensions, whatever, if I'm doing a cable exercise for triceps, this is my go-to. Okay, triceps, donezo. Here for skull crushers, we did warm up 15, moderate 10, failure 10, and then cut the weight in half. Whatever the top set weight was, cut in half, crank out 25. That's how we structured that one. That's how I'm going to do a lot of these back movements as well, actually. Moving on to lats now, and we're starting on the Nautilus pullover. A couple of key setup points here. You need to make sure the seat height is high enough that when you come down, you're literally pulling right down into your hips, basically right in your lap. If you're coming down too high, therefore you're too low in the machine, you're not gonna be able to connect with that lower lat nearly as well, because your elbow path is going to be off, right? Working different parts of your back is all about your elbow path. So is your elbow up here? Is your elbow down here? That will correspond to the part of your back that you're actually training. So with this, we want our elbows nice and close. We want to be able to drive all the way down with the elbow so that we can squeeze with our lower lats at the bottom. So we're going to kick things off with a warm-up 15. Same structure here. Moderate 10, failure 10, maybe 12, and then that high rep finisher. Another key point here, as you come down, you don't want to crunch. You're pulling down on something, and as it gets difficult, you're going to get the urge to crunch down with your core and actually round your shoulders forward. This is not going to work your lats at all. In order to fully contract your lat, you actually need to elevate your chest and get a slight arch of your spine. So you'll see as I'm doing these reps, I'm almost like exaggerating it on purpose, because I'm thinking this is a cue that I think every single rep, because otherwise you will catch yourself start to fall forward. Every single rep, I'm consciously pushing my chest out and slight natural arch in my lower back. That will keep the tension on the lat and keep it off of everywhere else. Okay, done here. 15, 10, 10, 25, actually 26. But the last one was a horrible rep. To be fair, I kept tension on the lats the entire time until the very end, and then I was just trying to finish the rep however I could. But first 25, flawless. Another weird variation that I'm personally biased towards is a single arm extreme row, chest supported, just like I'm doing it. Standing, I find that it just hits my lower lats way better than anything else, including, I really like the machine, how it's designed to be used as well. But this variation just completely locks me into my lat. It allows you to rock over the side of the seat just enough to get that stretch, and then pop chest up as you drive elbow back into your hip and really squeeze that lat. It's just perfect. This is probably, as far as rows go, my favorite lat move right here. Okay, extreme row done. Next, we're gonna go to another Nautilus piece, which is straight up lat pull down. Plate loaded, by far my favorite plate loaded lat pull down that I've ever used. Dude, I look fucking ridiculous. It's so weird that I look like this. I'm fucking huge. What the hell? Okay, so that's it for the meat and potatoes. Now we're just gonna finish off with some straight sets. I'm gonna do a seated cable row low down into my hips using this fancy schmancy handle here. It's got a couple different grips on it. We're gonna use these top grips and just really drive, pull low down into the hips to, again, engage the lats. And then we're gonna do a little finisher superset, and then we'll be done. That's a wrap. I know I said 4 or 5 back exercises, and this is definitely like 6 or 7, but it's one of those muscle groups for me that just responds well to a lot of volume. And when you really break down how many sets I'm taking to failure, we haven't done a ton of volume so far. It's pretty much just been 2 all-out working sets each exercise, with some fatigue and some volume accumulated on the way up, right? So it's a very individual thing, how much volume, how much intensity, how much frequency your body can handle. This is what works for me. For you, it might be too much or it might be too little. It just depends on you as an individual and what your body responds to. But for Big Freakin', this is the magic. So here we're just doing straight sets of 15, less rest. First one wasn't quite failure, bumped up the weight. We'll probably hit failure here, and then just do probably one more set like that, and then move on. another very technical movement that's often butchered. The main cues here are, as you come down, again, you're pulling towards your hips, elbows pinched to your sides, and as you pull down, you want to think about, just like the pullover, you want to think about popping your chest up and your shoulders back. I probably could have doubled the reps right there if I let my shoulders do this, because this is a way stronger position because you're horsing the weight down with your traps, your shoulders, your chest, triceps, everything. Whereas if you force your shoulder blades back and your chest out, you're forcing the lat to move the weight. And when you hit failure on your lat, you'll know it, because as you saw at the end of my set, your lat will just stop. It will stop you when you can no longer fully contract your lat and fully lower into your hips. So don't hunch just to finish the rep. Finish the rep, as much of the rep as you can with your lat, and then call it a freaking day, man. All right, my friends, that's a wrap. We are smoked. My lats are just ridiculous. Let's see how the pump looks real quick. Can't even reach back there, it's so big. Yeah, that's a pump. It's definitely a pump. Guys, that was a great session. Started with 3 moves for tries, finished with, I don't even know, I think it was 6 moves for lats, including a little finisher superset. Most things were 15 rep, 10 rep, 10 rep, 25 rep. These last 2 exercises though were just straight sets, high rep, just volume. I try to keep rest periods short during those types of exercises because the primary goal is to drive blood. So between sets, I want that pump to build. I don't want to just get that pump on the first set, wait around while it fades, and then get it back on the second set. I want it to accumulate so that by the third set, my back is like, well, like it is right now. So that's the goal with those finishers. The other stuff, I'm not timing my rest periods, but I am resting long enough that I can get to that maximal load and keep progressing and beat last week, right? I'm not married to one approach or the other. I like incorporating both because I think both have their place. So that's my back workout, my lat workout, and triceps. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what body part you would like to see me train next. You've seen arms, you've seen chest, you've seen legs. It's been a while on legs though. I haven't filmed the hamstring day yet. That's sort of what I'm leaning towards, but let me know, guys, in the comments below what you'd like to see. As always, like if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, then don't even bother. Subscribe. That's always very helpful. Comment if you have something nice to say. And share with a friend. That's the most helpful. If you can just pass this along to somebody, because ultimately I'm trying to bring more people to the channel so the channel can grow. Really appreciate it, guys. Catch you guys next time.